Jamil Shabazz here. Peace to all of you who are in the listening audience. Hoping all is well with you and your family and that things are getting better and better for you each second of the day. This is part 2 to my Alpha Male series that I started live the other day on Macadine Facebook. And I want to just go back to the beginning, as some people think it is, in regards to Adam and Eve, which we know is, for the most part, fairy tales that are mixed with principles of living, deception, and some science that could be proven today. It talks about this Adam being alone, all by himself. And people think that that alone meant that Adam was lonely. No, the English language always plays on words. That's the deceptive part, as well as the part of the English language that can be used for one's personal gain. But he was called alone, which really meant he was all one. In religion, when they say, "Be ye holy," they're not talking about you being some old perfect righteous person. It means that it's telling you to be whole. Not Holy, but WHOLLY. Holy, be whole, be complete. Now, that part right there is significant. Being whole means you're one with yourself and one with your personal power, or should I say powers. Adam wasn't alone. Adam was all one. He was whole, which is why a woman, a X chromosome, was able to be extracted from Adam, because he was whole. He had the Y chromosome and the X chromosome. So someone wise enough to extract that chromosome out of him and make it into another being was interesting, but more interesting was the fact that Adam was whole without the woman coming out of him. So when you talk about a alpha male, the first 2 letters of alpha is al, which means the, but it also means one who is complete. Al, or all, complete, whole. Once you are whole, once you get into the holistic part of yourself, that's when the alpha male comes to life. But when you go and you separate your brain by giving it to a psychologist, you take your soul and you give it to a priest, and you take the other part of your brain, the logical side, and you lend it not just to religion, but to a fixed educational system. See, I'm going to show you how Adam, so-called Adam, called man today, who we refer to as alfalfa, the dodo bird, the Quasimodo, because this man that you see today is only a fraction of himself. 90+% of men on the planet are beta males. Just one step from being female. One step. And in America, by the age 55, most women have more testosterone, which is the male hormone that makes you a man, than a man in America at 55. You level out, and her testosterone level outdoes you and I, but not me, most Americans. So Adam, there's 2 major points that's missed in that riddle of Genesis dealing with this Adam and Eve. Is fact number 1, Adam allowed another man to name him. And number two, Adam allowed another man to teach him. As the old saying goes, he who prescribes the diameter of your knowledge circumscribes the circumference of your activity. So Adam being named by somebody else, being taught by somebody else who they refer to as a God, just remember this. Anybody who has more knowledge than you is God over you, whoever it is. So Adam made another man who they say was the same because this man was in the image of the other man. So if you're in the image of another man, y'all the same. So he allowed this man to teach him, and then he allowed this man to experiment on him and bring a woman out of him. And then curse him and take all his power away and say, let us cut him off from the tree of life, lest he become a God like us, knowing both good and evil. And even after that, you go to the third chapter of Genesis, and you find where Eve, I think it's Genesis 3:19, where Eve is being called in the male person. She's referred to as his, which means that there's been some role reversal and some experimentation that's been taking place on this Adam, on man in general, which they do all the time, because God is only the ones who rule. That's all God means. It means force and power, but God means the ones who are ruling, the rulers. And when the rulers are in power and they have scientists and doctors on their sides, on the payroll, they do what they want to do to man. And the main thing that they do to man, as they're doing today, is they fractionize you and they break you down. And they turn you into a beta male. They turn you into a female. Because they take all your power away from the door. And another thing that they do, they castrate you. Yes, when you get circumcised, you are castrated. That is a form of castration. So you come into the world being tampered with mentally, being tampered with sexually, mentally, morally. And you wonder why man is screwed up. You wonder why man is fucked up. You wonder why we call Adam a damned man. A damn, Adam, a damn. He's damned. He's clogged up, but he's also cursed because he has allowed other men to shape, form, and fashion him, and then to add insult to injury, women now lead him. Oh man, this is deep. How do you contact the alpha male in yourself? Number one, you got to give up all the ideas that you've been taught about yourself. And you got to get out of worshiping anything besides yourself. When you worship a God, you are putting yourself in a female position. You already are making yourself female when you worship a God, because worship means to bow down to, and it also means to worship, to work for. So when you're an employee for anybody, whether it's a God or Walmart, you are lessening your power. You're killing yourself. And you wonder why you're not in your power. You're not in your power because all of your power is either being taken from you or you are voluntarily lending it to others. So we're talking in the book because most of you are locked into the books of so-called God, these lies about this superior being. But in both the Bible and the Quran, they both talk about Adam, this damned man who always needs somebody to teach him and guide him, tell him how to live. You don't, as a man, let nobody do anything besides inform you on how to be a better you and go on about your business. All that worship shit is sick. And that's why most powerful religious people have mental illness. Because religion is an intoxicant that was not designed to do anything but destroy a man or make a man other than himself or manageable to other people. So when the Bible talks about Elohims or angels, the angels are only the powers within man, within Adam, that are no longer usable by him because he has been made dead by false, fake individuals calling themselves God and misleading him into being a fool, calling himself a child of God and calling himself someone who submits his will to do the will of a God, who in turn does nothing for him. Your God supposedly owns everything in the heavens and the earth. The gold, the silver, the diamonds. Why are you then, the one who claims to submit to him and give your all to him, you're broke. You're in poverty. And gladly go by the names and describing yourself as a poor, righteous teacher. Why is it that the most popular people in religion are poor people? Mother Teresa, poor. Go back historically. Walter the Penniless. These are major figures. Walter the Penniless, Peter the Poor. These are all icons in religion. But you claim to serve a rich God. Whether you call him Allah, Jehovah, Ra, whatever. Your God is supposed to be the gods of gods, but every time you look up, you're making excuses as to why your God always fails you and the world. So we talking about this alpha male because you can't be an alpha male submitting to another man. And you damn sure can't be an alpha male submitting to a damn woman. What we teach of the Macadam is so real, it's so undiluted and raw that if you don't have the Constitution to handle it, it may drive you crazy because it's that powerful. It's to the root of all things, especially a man. So these angels of power that's in you, Adam, the damn man, the man that's cursing himself, the Elohims, the angels are your cells, your brains, the brain in your heart, the brain in your stomach, the brain in your spine. You have brains in you. You have 5 trillion volts of energy in you. You got all this power in you that you can't access because you are not one with yourself. So as we say, you're an alfalfa. And in the word alfalfa, you have alpha. But because he was raised, like most men, by women, he's an alfalfa. He's a beta male, as most men in America are. Beta alfalfas, chasing after dollars. And then when you get older, not only are you chasing after dollar, you're chasing after the dollar, which is another form of a thing that you as a sovereign king should never have to chase after. Because once you're all one, you become a magnet like the sun, where everything gets caught up into your gravitational rotation and does your will as you go into the realm of what they call the law of least effort, where you don't even have to worry about anything. Everything starts to come to you because you are now in your power. You are now whole. You are now alpha. And then you can say, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. But we got to work on the beginning first, because we don't even want to be ending. We're into infinity. So keep in mind that being an alpha is deep. Being an alpha is scientific. And being an alpha is something that we must strive for every day. And it starts with us being alone with a man every day. And that man that you are alone with every day, or should be alone with every day, is yourself. in self-love, self-talk, self-development, growth. And when that happens, your power, your energy, and your ability to attract all you desire comes to you. That's why we say never settle for less. Know your worth and your value. More later. Peace.